Alright, hey, Smig here, and so this is kind of another my winter Sauron project vlog for 2021/22. Okay, I had to think about that for a second, but in this video, I will be replacing the progression triangle link. Okay, and that's what this guy is. All right, so it's shaped like a triangle. That's why they call it a progression triangle. It hooks up to the linkage. All right, so I went and bought one of these guys on Black Friday because Warp9 was having a Black Friday sale. They got this for 20% off. It's normally like $80, okay? Supposedly it's 3 times stronger than stock, and it looks bling bling. All right, I got the black one also. They have I think they have like 3 different colors, but I got the black one obviously. And all I gotta say is I don't know why people replace these. I've heard of people breaking them, all right, but they must be doing some extreme jumping with their bike or something, man. Because Hazemaker rides the piss out of his bike. I jump in on motocross tracks. I race it, you know, on trails and single track and stuff. I do supermoto racing with it, and I have never broken this, okay? So I don't know how people are breaking these, but hey, this one is 3 times stronger. Hazemaker hopefully will not break this one. Okay, so I figure, hey, let's just buy it, so I can make a video about it. This little video will focus on installing this guy, okay, the progression link, and it should be the same for pretty much anyone. I know there's a couple different aftermarket brands out there. All right, everyone's making parts for the Sauron. Or it could be you're installing another stock one, okay? Like I said, I've never broken the stock one on the bike, all right? I don't know how people are doing it. and yeah, so, and also I want to note that while you're in there, service the bearings, all right? I'd already did it in a previous video, so if you guys want to see how to service the bearings, I'm not going to go over it. Check that video out. I will put a link at the end of the video on how to do it, all right? And I'll have all the torque specs in the description of the video. All right, it's basically 22 foot-pounds for the linkage and 9 Newton meters for the triangle. Okay, just at least the triangle part that goes to the frame. All right, I'm gonna try to make this a pretty quick video. All right, it shouldn't take that long to do this. I would say it take anywhere from half an hour to an hour to do it. Okay, and my bike is already like ready to go. Okay, all right, here's me out. Okay, so we're gonna go set this aside first. We'll open it up and check it out later if you guys want to oogle it. I will compare it to the stock one, all right, when we get both of them out. All right, so set that aside, and let's go and take the wheel off first. All right, that's the first thing you're gonna want to do. Well, the first thing you're gonna want to do is get your bike on a stand. All right, so I got my Harbor Freight lift stand right here. All right, and we're gonna go take the rear wheel off. I do not have the I'm in the process of replacing the drivetrain components on my bike, so I've taken the chain off and everything. So my bike hasn't been running in a while, so that's what I'll say. Okay, first thing we're going to do is take the wheel off. I'm going to use my handy dandy impact gun with the 17mm to remove the nut. Okay. Okay, nuts out. We'll remove the axle. Make sure you don't lose the adjustment blocks. Okay. The axle out. Okay. And then you're going to want to slide the brake out of the little channel here. All right. And then pull the brake bracket out. Yeah, that is like, you're so tight. Okay. And then just like kind of just set it aside. All right. Rear wheels off. My bike is forever on the stand, okay? I'm always wrenching on this bike. Okay, so the area we're going to be focusing on is right here, okay? Okay, so basically what we got to do is remove the linkage, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing. And let's go. Okay, we're going to use a 12mm socket and a 6mm Allen wrench to remove it. All right, the 6mm goes on the side with the Allen head, obviously. And you're going to want to start taking these nuts off. These nuts off, right? Okay, so the bottom one you can't take off until you remove the swing arm. So we're going to go ahead and remove the swing arm first. All right, it helps to kind of get the Allen wrench and wiggle it out and push it on one side. You can unthing it, or you can wiggle the swing arm around and it might come out like that, okay? And if you're still having trouble, stick the Allen wrench to the other side, tap it out, okay? All right, I'm gonna go wiggle the swing arm and remove the bolt. Okay, if it doesn't want to come out, just unscrew it. Okay, swing arm is free. Make sure you put the bolt in the safe location. Now you're going to want to take the triangle linkage out. Bolt. Same dealie. Just wiggle it out. Or in this case, I'm just going to unscrew it out. And this is a good time to service your linkage bearings if you haven't done it recently, or they don't look so good. All right, there's the bolt. So I remember which one it goes in. I'm going to put this back. Okay, and make sure you don't lose any of this sealing hardware and stuff. Okay. This is so like I remember what bolt goes where. I think they're all the same except for the bottom one. Okay, so now that you've taken the swing arm out, unbolted the swing arm and the triangle, I think it's best just to remove the linkage. Okay, guys, just pull the shock up as much as possible so you can get access to the. It might help to take the swing arm out. Okay, did you see what I did there? I pushed it back into the channel of the swing arm and then I pulled it up a little bit, okay? And that gave me a little more access to the bolt. So I'm gonna use a wrench, okay? Take it out. Okay, this one's already kind of loose, so probably should have had it tighter. Unless my thing did. Okay, it's loose now. It might not be so easy on yours. Okay, and you're going to remove the bolt. Okay, trying to get that bottom bolt out. Okay, now the linkage is free. You can remove the linkage now. That, all right. Just remember where each bolt goes. So I'm going to put this small one back in here. I'm probably going to clean this linkage up a little bit. All right. Okay, now you can pretty easily remove the triangle now. All right. And make sure that this triangle moves freely like this. See how nicely and smooth that moves? That's because I serviced it before. I greased it nicely. All right. I've never opened the brand new one, all right? I've never checked the brand new one out from a brand new Soron. I don't know how well they grease it from the factory, okay, guys? All right, so what you're going to want to do next is to remove the Allen head bolts right here, all right? They're 6 millimeters. it helps to hold it onto this. Ow! Okay, kind of like that. Okay, set that aside. I'm gonna go remove the one on the other side. Oh, the other side's already, it's weird, this side is looser. How is this so dirty? I cleaned this recently. Okay, and then the triangle should come out. Okay, also there's some plastic washers, all right, plastic sealing washers on each side of the spacer on this. Don't lose them, okay? If they fall out, make sure you put them back. All right, I'll show you what they are in a second. Okay, and then you should be able to remove the triangle now. All right, you can just maneuver it around the shock like this. Okay, and out it goes. All right, there it goes. All right, cool. I'll give you a little tour of the area where it mounts, so if you lose something, you'll remember how to put it back. Okay. Okay. So right here. All right, it's the same on both sides, so I'm just gonna show you what's going on here. There's a spacer, okay, that goes between the bearings. All right, and I have this freaking zip tie in the way here. Okay, so there's a sealing washer right here. Okay, don't lose that. And there is a, and then there's a spacer. All right, take it out. I'll show you. I'll give you an angle. I'm not gonna take it out because I don't need to service it. Okay, you see that steel spacer that's sticking out there? All right, that's got to be inside there. All right, so make sure that's in there. And then there's another one of those sealing washers that I just took out. They're right there. Okay, so make sure you don't lose those. All right. If you're, like I said, and if you're servicing it, I got a video for that, so I'm not gonna cover it in this video. Okay, just make sure you put this back. All right. And let's go ahead and install the new one. So this is kind of Hades Mega's little gripe story here. I ordered a new linkage, all right, a new linkage, all right, from Warp9, and they had it on back order, and I didn't know it was on back order when I ordered it, right? So I wanted to install all of this stuff. So if you wanted to install a different linkage, right now would be a good time to do it, all right, because you got to take it out. All right, so there it is. All right, we're gonna take this Warp9 dealie, Warp9 triangle out. Okay, here's what it comes with. It comes with the suspension triangle, oh so bling bling, all right. It comes with a Warp9 sticker, all right. No instructions, unfortunately, but that's why I'm making this video. All right, there's a sticker. I'm gonna put it in my bike somewhere. Okay, so let's do a quick comparison between the two. As you can see, the Warp9 triangle is much thicker than the Sauron one. Okay, the stock Sauron one. Much beefier. Yeah, let's go do some measurements real quick. Alright, Hades Mega here, and I'm doing a video on a comparison between the stock Sauron Progression Triangle link versus the Warp9 triangle, okay? And this, I'm going to add this video to my to the installation video, so if you want to know how to install or remove this dealie, check that video out, okay? But so we're going to do a quick comparison, and I'm going to go install it, okay? So this is I got this for about $80 from Warp9, all right? They make lots of fancy stuff. Okay, the Warp9 is made out of 7075 T6 aluminum, all right? I'm not really sure what that is. I'll put a subtitle below what makes it special, all right? But I'm pretty sure it's a pretty strong aluminum material, all right? It's strong and it's light. All right, as you can see, this one is the black anodized one. And this is the carbon colored Sauron linkage, okay? My bike is the carbon colored one, so that's why it's gray, okay? They don't have a gray colored one, they just have a black one, so we're gonna stick with the black, all right? It's the closest color I could get to match my bike. All right, you can see it says Warp9 here, all right? If I put it upside down, let's flip it around real quick. As you can see, this one is much beefier than this one. We'll get some measurements in a second here, guys, all right? So that's what it looks like. This is the black anodized, and then this is the carbon colored. All right, I think they're both made out of aluminum. The Sauron one is very light. Okay, it's supposed to be 3 times stronger than the stock one. Okay, so let's get some measurements. So since it's a triangle, let's measure each side of the triangle, right? So start with the Warp9. All right, Warp9 is 16 millimeters thick, all right, at the bottom of the triangle. The Sauron is not flat though. It's kind of rounded. But we'll just do the longest. So, all right, and we've got 8 millimeters. All right, 8 millimeters for the bottom part of the triangle for the linkage. Okay, so 8 versus what is it again? Okay, yeah. So 8 versus 16. This is literally twice as thick as the Sauron one. Hopefully, it won't have any kind of clearance issues. All right. Hopefully, they've tested this product out well. Let's measure how thick the sides of the triangle are. All right, the sides of the triangle are 13 millimeter. Okay, for the Warp9, and I'm pretty sure they're both the same for each side. 13. Okay, 13 and 13, and then the Sauron one is 8. All right, 8 and 13. All right, so this is I think this one is like a quarter bigger. This one's a quarter bigger than this one. Okay, you can see this is a lot thicker here. Okay, the part that joins it together is 22 millimeters. All right, this part here, this is 20 millimeters. All right, this is 2 millimeters thicker. All right. What other comparisons can we make? Yeah, you can just tell it's much different. It's much beefier looking. Okay, so there's just some quick measurements that we can make with it, and the last thing we can do is weigh it. All right, so we're gonna go do some weighing. Okay, so we're gonna go weigh the Sauron one. So this is 5.2 ounces, the stock Sauron one. I have a feeling that the stock Sauron one is lighter. Okay, 9.6 ounces. So the Warp9 Progression Triangle is actually almost twice as heavy as the stock Sauron one. Okay, so probably not good for weight savings, but it's probably much stronger. All right, you saw the dimensions. This is twice as thick as this. This is like about a quarter as thick as this, and this is like 2 millimeters right here. All right, and I believe the material, the 7075 aluminum, is probably a better, stronger material than this. All right, and I want to just tell you, I've heard of people breaking these. I've never broken mine. All right, I ride my bike hard. All right, I do motocross with it. I ride trails and single track. I race it. I do supermoto with it. I've done, you name it, I've done it with the bike. All right, and I haven't broken it. All right, so those people that are breaking it must be doing some extreme stuff with their bike. So let's say jumping off, probably going to like skate parks and jumping off of ramps and getting big air. All right, Hazemega can get big air, but like not all the time. All right, that's what I want to say. So I've never broken the stock one, all right? But I said, hey, let's just go install this one. You know, it's some insurance for later, just in case, all right? It would suck to break it, all right? But I've never broken this before, all right? But it looks sweet, doesn't it? Okay, so yeah, if you want to see me install this, check that video out, all right? All right, here's my guy. That's the comparison between the Warp9 Progression Triangle link versus the stock Sauron one. All right, very nice. All right, there's other brands out there. I wish I had other ones to compare, guys, but it's the only one it's the one I'm putting on my bike. So all right, here's Big Out. Thanks for watching. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and install the new link. Just pretty much install it the same way you take it out. Okay, you just kind of have to slip it in here. All right, Get it in between the shock. Move it up there. I'm gonna have to do this again later too because I'm changing my shock. All right, and then just get it back in there. Make sure you don't lose the spacers. All right, I mean the washers. This kind of doesn't fit. Let's look at that. Okay, Hazemaker here. So I have some problems installing it. All right. So if you saw in that last clip, I was trying to install it and I could not get it in there. So here's the problem I'm having with this. All right, and I've looked on Google and there's like no information on how to really install this thing. All right. So Warp9 doesn't even have installation instructions for it. But if you, one measurement Hazemaker did not take in the comparison video is how wide this triangle link is. Okay. So the Sauron one, yeah, this is 143. Okay, the stock one is 143, and the Warp9 one, I'm just gonna hold it there and read it off. It's 144. It's a full millimeter larger. Okay, so it's like I can't get it in there, guys. I've tried and I've tried. So I don't know how this is supposed to go. There's supposed to be a plastic washer, all right, that goes between this and the bearings, all right, that seals it. That keeps the dirt out of it. So maybe you're supposed to take them off. I don't know. I will. There's no instructions on how to install this thing. It definitely is bigger than the stock Sauron one, okay, from here to here. It's bigger by like a millimeter, and apparently that's enough to make it so it won't go in. All right, so yeah, no, this is not proper, guys. Okay, so Hazemaker is gonna go modify this linkage. Okay, I'm very disappointed in the install of this part. Okay, but Hazemaker is going to take it back out and I'm going to grind it. Alright? I hate to grind a brand new part, you know. It's aluminum, it's okay, it's not going to rust or anything, so I think it'll be okay. Okay, I'm not happy with the way this thing is installing, guys. Alright. It's already kind of messed up this sealing washer. Look at how tight it is. It's like it ovaled it. Okay, so what the hell, dude? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grind this like a millimeter away on each side. See, I've already kind of messed up the threads in it too. What the hell, dude? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it on my bench grinder and grind it a millimeter, all right, just a little bit on each side. All right, so as flat as possible too. Okay, that's what Hazemaker had to do. Didn't want to do it. So you can see it's not perfectly flat either. I tried my best to grind it flat, but alright. Okay guys, check it out. I grinded it about 1/2 millimeter, I think. And now it slides in like it's supposed to. Okay? Much better. I don't like that I had to do that. Yeah, I don't like that I had to do that, but that's what I had to do. Okay, so I'm gonna go see if I can bolt it up, and then and that'll be the end of it. Put everything back together. So I have to say that I'm very disappointed in this. It didn't install like stock. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. It's just way too tight. Maybe the tolerances are different on the X bike versus the MX bike. Okay. Let's see how much easier it is to install when when it goes in smoothly. Okay, got one side in. Okay, it's the moment of truth. Well, here's Omega get his triangle link in. Suspension triangle in. There we go. Haha, I got it. Okay, leave it. I will leave it loose for now. All right, just tighten it just a little bit. Okay, I got grease over it. It's not pretty looking anymore. All right, but there it is. Has a good range of motion. Now the next thing to do is reinstall the linkage. Okay, Hayesman's going to go ahead and install the linkage now. Alright, make sure you don't lose any of the sealing spacers, sealing washers on it. This is for the shock. Okay, we're just going to slip this in there. Clean this first. That's kind of clean off all the goop from it. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put the shock back in. Alright, so you definitely want to start at the shock because this is the hardest one to install because it's like down there on the swing arm. Okay. I'm gonna go get one of these nuts. Okay. Put the nut back in. And Hayesman's just gonna snug. And what you're going to want to do is put the suspension triangle in there. At least this part, at least this part fits properly. Is what his Wick is gonna say. At least something fit properly on this thing from the get-go. Okay, there you go. And then we're gonna put the final bolt in. What Hayesman's likes to do is get a big pry bar, all right, and I get on the other bolt right here on the shock. Well, let me. Yeah, so. What you want to do is move the shock up as much as it'll go. Alright, like that. And I've probably be trying this little bar here and the shock bolt, okay? If I can freaking get to it. Okay, like that. Okay, until it lines up. Okay, and go ahead and get your last nut, put it on the other side. It doesn't really matter what side you put the nut on, alright? It could be on the right or the left. I prefer to put it on the right, okay? Alright, now it's time to torque everything. Okay, I got my torque wrench set for 9 Newton meters, alright? That's what the suspension triangle is supposed to be torqued at. That's one side. Oh, I'm glad it didn't strip. Hades Mega's kind of weary about installing this triangle linkage. Okay, 9 Newton meters. All right, and then so these ones are 22. All right, these three. Okay. This one I just snug. All right, because it's kind of hard to get to. Okay, get your 12 millimeter, and you're probably gonna have to get your 6 millimeter Allen head dealie. Okay, tighten this to 22 foot-pounds. Okay, that's one. Alright, and the one down there, I'm just going to snug it because it's hard to get to. Okay, there it is installed. I cleaned it up a little bit. So I don't know if it's going to be the same for everybody else, but I had to grind, all right. I had to kind of resurface it, or sort of, or what did they call it? I had to deck it, sort of. I didn't quite deck it. I just put it in a grinder, is what I did, and I took off about 1/2 millimeter, guys. All right, it was so the stock one is about. This is 144 millimeters. The stock one, the distance from here to the other side, was 143 on the other one. All right, on the stock one. So I grinded about 1/2 millimeter. It fit in there, all right. It fit in there at 144 millimeters, but not very well. Okay, it was a real pain in the ass, all right, and it was like damaging the washers. So I went and grinded it, so it would be easier for me to get it on and off in the future. Okay, but there it is. That's with it installed. It looks like it clears the coils of the shock just fine. All right. Other than that, I didn't really have a problem installing it at all. Okay. I already got it all scratched up and greasy and stuff, so but Hades Mega is pretty disappointed that I had to modify it to get it to fit my bike properly. Okay, it did not go on like the stock one. All right, so okay, so there you go, and then just put your wheel back on. All right, if you guys the torque for the wheel is 42 foot-pounds, guys. All right, just put it on the way you took it off, pretty much. All right, but I wanted to focus on the linkage, the triangle linkage. The suspension linkage. I wanted to focus on the suspension linkage in this video, so that's pretty much the stuff. All right. At the same time, it would be a good idea to install a new linkage. All right. If you were going to do the linkage, you could do the triangle at the same time because you're kind of like there already. That's what I say. All right. So when I get the Warp9 linkage, I'm going to have to take everything apart again. So. Hades Mega's kind of disappointed in that, so lots of Warp9, man. Not so happy with what's going on with that. All right, but okay, so there you go. That's Hades Mega installed. Showed you how to uninstall the stock triangle linkage. All right, and then I installed the Warp9 triangle linkage. All right, our suspension triangle, and I had to modify it to fit my bike. All right, I don't know why. Maybe the specs are different on Sauron X or X260. All right, I bought the one for the X, so I don't know why it's not fitting properly. I think the MX is the same as the X. All right, so it could be. It also could be that maybe my frame is bent. It could be my frame is bent, and like maybe these went inward or something. But I highly doubt that. All right, because this one fit in there. Maybe that could be bent too. Yeah. I don't know. So maybe Hades Mega's bike is kind of tweaked or something. I'm not sure. I highly doubt it. That's what I say. All right. Okay. Thanks for watching. Here's me out. That's how you replace the linkage with a Warp9 suspension triangle linkage on a Sauron. Well, Hades Mega has a Sauron MX, okay, but it should be the same for X or X260. All right, here's we go.